today's business world, it seems more than ever perhaps, things are always changing. There's always stuff you need to stay on top of, but there's certain things that are there in any business. It doesn't matter what that business may be. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. You need to have certain things out there that you need to know how to do. We're going to get into those, but most importantly, we're going to get into a guy with a company who can handle a variety of services. We'll get into the services he offers here in just a sec, but first we need to meet him. His name is Arlo Pignotti, his company, AJ Processing. Arlo, welcome to All In with us today, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. You know, I'm curious. One of the things I didn't even notice on the notes when I was reviewing to sit down with you today, where are you located?
Located in Austin, Texas. And that's where I started my business 20 years ago. But now I work for people all over the country, even all over the world.
Right here in
the
capital city of the great state of Texas, Austin, Texas. So AJ Processing, I mentioned you have a variety of services there. I didn't want to get into them because I'm going to leave something out, so I'll go right to the top. Let us know, Arlo, what are you into? What types of services?
Sure. 20 years ago, I decided I'm going to try to work from a home office, and anything that I can possibly do from home on a home computer, I'm going to do. And so it started out really mainly just anything typing related. And so I provide all kinds of typing services, typing, transcription, data entry, and then just research. Sometimes I offer general tech support to people. But the number one thing, I think maybe 90% of my business has been transcription. So people send me video and audio, and I type it up verbatim so they have every spoken word in a word searchable document, which can be very useful for all kinds of reasons. But we transcribe everything from reality TV shows to surveillance recordings from the FBI. It's quite a variety of stuff, and it's always very interesting.
You know, transcribing the surveillance video from the FBI sounds like its own reality show.
Yes.
But I'm not going to go there. Joking there, FBI, should you be watching today. It was just a joke on my part. But it does seem, though, you did this 20 years ago, and with everything we've all been through here in the last couple of months, you were so far ahead of the curve. I mean, who knew, right? I mean, 20 years ago, you decided this is what you wanted to do. 20 years later, now, everybody's doing Zoom meetings. Let's be honest, 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago, most people had never heard of the term Zoom. But now Zoom is a big part of everyday life. As a matter of fact, you and I are conversing today through the miracle of Zoom. So the Zoom meetings are so important these days. But with people just getting into this, how do they go about finding out about your services? Because I sit on a lot of Zoom sales calls and whatnot with other clients. And we always want to have transcripts of the stuff, just like everybody. How do people know you're out there and the service that you offer to assist them with their business needs?
Well, starting this 20 years ago, that was the days when people still used yellow pages. And so I really got my first foot in the door by advertising on yellow pages, but then things really spread by word of mouth. And I've gotten a lot of business that way. And of course, nowadays I use things like Google AdWords or Bing ads to get new clients. But again, it's always the most satisfying when people refer me satisfied clients.
That's the case, Arlo. It doesn't matter what the business is. You're exactly right. Referral business is the best because I'm not going to refer someone that I don't believe in because it's going to make me look silly. Everybody thinks that's the same way. But I'm thinking because, this is the majority of your business. You do have other services as well, but this is the foot in the door, so to speak, because of this whole pandemic. A lot of people using Zoom. You get them in and they see what a great job you're doing there. It gives you an opportunity to then say, oh, and by the way, we also offer da-da-da-da-da. And one of the extra services you offer, again, from reviewing your notes, is the fact that you're there to help people out with data entry. A lot of companies are always doing data entry stuff. And it's a pain in a lot of ways. It needs some automation. Talk to me about what you do with regards to that as far as automating the whole data entry process.
Yes, a lot of people, they have no idea of what can be automated. With like a good example would be if you're having your secretary look at an online directory and they're entering into Excel a business name, address, phone number, email address, and they're just doing that, going through, manually entering it all day for months. I can write a program personally just for that one particular directory and task and what you want, and it can do all that overnight. And so it's a way to save a lot of time, and then you can use your staff for other more important things. So any kind of repetitive tasks, I've found ways to use macro programs to automate that. And so it's always fun. That people, they're saving time, they're saving money. They had no idea it was possible. And very few people offer this service. A lot of people tell me I'm the only person doing this.
Well,
I'm happy to help.
Speaking as a guy before my illustrious talk show host career began, as a guy who was that guy that sat there and entered all the stuff, I would have paid you for that service, just to bring you on board for my boss. The other thing too, going down to the different points that you offer, everybody these days, more so than ever, everybody's trying to go green. You want to be paperless for a variety of reasons. You can help people through a variety of different paperless office solutions, such as, go.
Yes, that's also, I can go on site to an office if they have just tons of file cabinets taking up office space. I have high-speed scanners to scan that all into either PDF or Word searchable documents. So you can just, with lightning speed, find what you're looking for, and you don't have to have so much office space and all that clutter. And we can back it up in several ways so it's safe and secure. And also, once you have things digitized, you can, like, for example, forms. There's so many people who still send their clients paper forms, or they expect their clients to download a form, print it out, handwrite it, and mail it back. I use PDF software to create fillable fields in their forms, so everything can be typed up and you're not having to read people's messy handwriting, and you can receive it back digitally. It just makes everything easier. And again, I can write a program to take the data in that form and put it in a spreadsheet, and to really, automate that as well.
Although I got to say, all these services you're talking about are the types of services that anybody could use regardless of their industry. But are there some industries that use your services more than others?
Well, because most of what we do is transcription, and Austin's a great place for film and documentary and reality TV shows. There's a lot of production companies here. So I've found myself specializing in transcribing video more than anything. And so that's just, people can upload audio and video, and we type it up verbatim in Word. Most of the time it's a 24-hour service. We're primarily a priority service. And because I'm personally transcribing, and the people that I've trained who are transcribing, they're all native U.S. English speakers. Okay. And so you'll have 99% accuracy, because there's a lot of these cheapo transcription services where it's either automated or they're outsourcing to India and Malaysia. And it's not just a matter of people maybe not understanding the language, but sometimes just not being familiar enough with the culture to interpret everything correctly. And so you really get quality with what we're doing.
Well, and the quality is everything, because if I'm going to pay somebody to do this, I need it done properly, particularly if it's proprietary information, for lack of a better word. And you're right, the culture and a lot of times the vernacular itself of what they're transcribing, you need to know a little bit about what you're doing so you can to get the end product as nice and clean as it needs to be. So you've been doing this for 20 years now. Austin's a perfect market for this. There's other markets as well. Do you ever see yourself expanding into other markets to use your services?
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes I've described myself, my business, as sort of a Uber of office work, because as I get more business and more clients, and I've worked for people all over the country, and I even have clients in other countries as well. And so when business picks up, I have not employees, but contractors. And, I compare it to Uber because, much like how Uber drivers use their own cars, my contractors can use their own computers in their own home offices, and they sure appreciate the work, being able to do something from home.
Well, there's so many people out there these days that are either looking for a first job or maybe some extra income. That's just another great benefit AJ Processing you had to offer. So, Arlo, thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here with us. All the best down there in Austin, and we look forward to hearing more as you continue to grow. Take care.